Hello, everybody. So, this is Coffee again, and Coffee is going to spill the tea. It is day 2. I am back at my storage, as you can see, um, and I did quite a bit of work just like going through everything because initially I was thinking I'm just going to throw everything away, and probably that would be a great idea if you're just trying to move fast. But um, just to share with everyone. Before I continue, like, subscribe, and please share this video with other women who are probably in the same situation or are having similar situations that maybe not everything that I'm going through is what you might be going through, your friend might be going through, but there might be some aspect of that that may appeal to someone. So let me get back to it. So, in 2006, my father died. He had prostate cancer. He was not taking care of himself. And consequently, by the time we discovered that he was having a problem, um, he was so scared to go because there's so many signs at that point, like blood in the stool and things like that, that he did not want to go. He was scared. So, it's automatic light, so if nothing happens, it goes off. So if it goes off and on like that, that's just because of the lights. Anyways, so back to my father. So he did not take care of himself, and he um, eventually did pass away. Um, it wasn't right away. He had surgery. Surgery did not go well for him. He always felt really bad after the surgery. He never seemed to feel the same. Nowadays, it's great the way that they seem to be treating prostate cancer and getting a bit more organic on how they treat prostate cancer, like dealing with like using protons, some type of proton surgery rather than radiation, and cutting prostate out and things like that, which is just awful. Um, yeah, proton therapy. If you could look that up, if you have a father or a brother or a loved one that is currently being treated for prostate cancer, please look into that. Anyway, so back to this. So, um, my father died in 2006. We weren't really, I would say, a close family. We were a family that just kind of were like existing because we just happened to be thrown in the same area, universe. I mean, in terms of like my siblings. Me and my father, yeah, we were always tight. But, anyways, when he passed away, we were also not big on pictures. I lost quite a bit of pictures because at the same time, my camera went, or not my camera. I had a hard drive and I dropped my hard drive accidentally. Lost a lot of pictures that I had taken with my father over the years, and it just broke me. And so I knew I had pictures here and there, but I just didn't know what happened. And so, as it turned out, it's in my storage unit, and also his um his program for his funeral is in there as well. So I was happy that I slowed down for that. Plus, I slowed down for things because I realized that I also had things in there that were of value. First of all, I found money. Like, I have found money. Money that has loose change, yes, but dollar bills. I found euro. I found like Cambodian dollars or whatever they want to call it, Vietnam dongs. I found like a whole bunch of like money. So I'm like, okay, I have money now, and I don't know like what all that money is and what how much it is, but I was just like, okay, I have money. I also found jewelry in there that I'm just like, okay, jewelry. I found designer bags in there that I had forgotten about, and I'm like, oh, okay, Louis Vuitton, uh, Coach. Oh, like, oh, okay. Here's some, I know this is not a big thing, but this really great Gap bag that I just loved, a Puma bag. I mean, just like bags, and I was always, and I don't like to say it this way, like the bag lady, but I was the kind of person that loved to have like nice bags, messenger bags, backpacks, just bags. So I'm just like, okay. And so now I find myself giving a call to my family members, siblings, etc. We're now closer. And like, hey, would y'all like some designer stuff? And they're like, yay. So, so it's taking me a little bit of time, though I don't think it's going to slow me down to where I'm going to get to the next payment and I'm going to have to say, oh, I got to pay that huge payment because I've been spending so much time just kind of going through things. I'm still moving pretty fast. The objective for today is get all of the main, like I have all those shelving units that are just like filled with like cleaning stuff. And so I'm going to take the cleaning stuff home and split it up with all my siblings who are coming down in a couple of weeks. And who couldn't use Lysol and Pine Sol and uh, lots of more Lysol and even more Lysol. Like I was always big on Lysol because once COVID hit, and I knew it was probably the only thing out there that normal people could get that would take care of COVID. So I was just obsessed with getting Lysol products. So I have like so many Lysol products. So I'm going to spend the rest of today just emptying out those shelves. And then tomorrow morning, I'm going to get on the phone with all of the donation places that do pickups and see if any of them are interested and or willing to come to a storage and pick up, which I actually think should be easier for them. Because in a house, you got to go up some stairs, maybe the inside, and you got to negotiate through narrow passageways, and maybe it's maybe the furniture's still upstairs in the bedroom, whatever. This is much easier out here because there are carts, big carts. I'm sitting on one right now. There's elevators, there's no stairs. You could pull right up, get everything, and pull on out. So the goal is to get about half of the storage taken away so that I have the space to then come in and move faster, because really what's slowing me down is just having a lack of space to be able to like open up bins and then transfer things quickly and to be like, okay, this can stay and will be donated and this can go, and then just do some quick pictures and then post them either in my Facebook pages for Buy Nothing, or maybe something I would want to sell, or contact my siblings or my nephews and their wives and say, hey, does anybody want any of this stuff? And so far, it's just been very positive. It's like pulled us together as a family because I have all this stuff that like they're just like, wait, what? Lysol? Like, wait, what? Toilet paper? I mean, like we are so there. So, so it's kind of it's kind of good that I guess I'm cleaning out this storage. Um, it's bringing my family closer together than we've ever been before. Yeah. So I'm just kind of looking at things right now. Um, there's this a very old hotel in Chicago called the Palmer House Hilton, and they were, I don't know what was happening, but in the hallway when I was working there, somebody had stashed something. It was like going to be disposed of, and one of the things they had was an original um, menu of the food that they served. And I took it because I was just like, well, if they're going to junk it, I'll take it. Now, I'm going to contact them and see if they want it. And then if not, then I'll see if there's anybody out here that might want it, because, there might be some nostalgia for some people in Chicago. Um, But then other than that, like tomorrow, I'm just gonna call down to all these places and see if I can get maybe one or two of these companies to come and grab like half of what's in the storage. And then if they can do it tomorrow, then pretty much the rest of the week I've got Scrum Master training on Thursday and Friday this week. Because I'm going to go for Scrum Master training. I am an IT person. I got into IT over the COVID uh, crisis when we were all inside for the pandemic. Um, I really haven't come into my own with IT until maybe about a year or so ago. So I've just been studying it, getting certifications. I have many, many certifications at this point, mostly through AWS. I just became an Amazon authorized instructor, so I can become an external trainer for Amazon. Amazon certifications, architecting on AWS or AWS Cloud Practitioner, you know, just all these things. But I think the natural progression for me, because I've always been someone who is a nurturer, somebody who is a leader, someone who has a plan, who can look and see what it is that people need, help them to meet their needs, help them to meet their potential. And so for me, I think becoming a Scrum Master may be the next move for me. And I will let you know how that goes. Because I feel like it has a lot of potential for for people like us. You know, we are women, we are Black women, we are nurturers, we are leaders, we know how to get things done, we're hustlers, we care about people. We want them to reach their potential. We help them to see what it is that they need. We help them achieve their successes. And we are often the ones that will like work behind the scenes and then not really take the credit where the credit is due. But the thing about Scrum Master is the Scrum Master is a servant leader. So I feel like Black women would fit really nicely into that role. I'm going to talk about that in another video coming up. So if you are interested in Scrum Master, or if you don't know anything about being a Scrum Master, again, I just want you to like and subscribe to the videos and just watch as I'm starting to work into this field, because it can be a field that can be lucrative. You know, I've heard of people starting off at, you know, assuming that you have your resume and everything together, starting off at around 80,000, and then it just goes up from there. But you know, probably, you know, depending on your level of experience getting into the field, you could have six figures to start with. And you know, coming into the field, if I know I'm going to make a minimum of 80, and somewhere between maybe 80 and 120 to maybe 150 if I'm really, really pushing it, that to me sounds pretty nice. It's also a job where you can work remote, even if they're doing a lot of people where they're doing work from home, or work from home is ending, you know, and they're having to go back into work. The Scrum Master doesn't necessarily have to be at the job. So that means like, hey, you know, it would be nice to be able to get a Scrum Master position. Even nicer if, and just kind of working off this, even nicer if I could get a Scrum Master position maybe somewhere in like West Coast and beyond, like maybe even as late as like Hawaii, and then turn around and then maybe get a second Scrum Master position if I feel so inclined. It would drive me nuts, but it would feel, if I feel so inclined, to be able to get a second Scrum Master position in like Europe someplace, working for maybe an American company where they may have a European branch or something along those lines. It would be nuts and crazy, especially because Hawaii is so many hours behind. Um, but you know, that would assure that like you could um, work for Hawaii, finish up working full 8 hours, get a few hours of sleep, maybe 2 or 3 hours of sleep, then get up in the morning and then work like Europe, or well, actually, that would probably not be a good idea. Scratch that. It's probably not a good idea unless you could do something where you get a full time Scrum Master position and maybe a part time somewhere else. Otherwise, maybe not such a great idea. But anyway, I digress. Coming up, I will have a future video where I will talk about, what was my experience like? How did I get the certification? And how am I going to rework my resume now so that it is more scrummy, for lack of a better word. It's scrummish, it reflects more of me being that kind of servant leader, that resourceful person that can help with your teams and make your teams better. So I'm going to put my effort in that. It will not be a video that's probably coming out in the next week or two. But it will be a video that's coming up as quickly as I can, because I just want to see, once I get it, then like what's it going to take for me to kind of break into the field, or at least start building up a network and getting contacts and talking with people, and just seeing like how I can get my foot in the door. And once I do that, then and I start getting a little bit of experience, then I can start reporting back to all of you. And my hope is that if you're looking to go into a different field, if you're the kind of person that has a personality like mine, has the talents like mine, and you want that freedom to be able to, say, work remotely, and not only just work from home, but to be able to work from anywhere, because that is my goal, is to work from anywhere, then maybe a Scrum Master might be something you might want to consider doing, going into as a career. Because ultimately, being able to work from anywhere is the goal. Because once you can work from anywhere, of course, you're not stuck to the United States. You're not stuck to having to work in your state. You can leave the state. You can leave the United States. You can go work anywhere in the world. As long as you put in the hours and get the work done, and you're there for your team, and you're able to get those projects completed. So, what does this have to do with my storage? Not much, but it's on my list of things to do. Get the storage closed. Get the second storage closed. I have a number of New Year's resolutions that I would like to do. I don't like to do New Year's resolutions, but unfortunately, this is what it comes down to for a lot of us, right? Because we want to, every year we make promises to ourselves. We're going to say, I'm going to do this and this and this and this and this and this and this. Here's my thing. You can make all the promises in the world that you want. But if you fail to plan, then plan to fail. Because really it all comes down to putting together a plan and then sticking to that plan and then seeing that plan all the way through. Not having excuses. Now, one of my excuses is, or not excuses, one of my goals are clear out the storage. It's something I can do. It's short term, it's quick. Well, not quick, but it's short term and it can get done. And then I can close out this storage and I can call it a day. And now I'm going to have $700 extra per month more in my pocket that I don't have to scramble around for. Yay. Then it's like, okay, I need to sell things that I decide that I am going to take out of storage and bring home with the intention of selling them. So I need to have that plan ready. If I'm going to sell things, then I need to take the pictures. I need to put things on Craigslist. I need to put things in my Facebook group. And then if I can't sell it, my last resort is put it on Buy Nothing and just offer it up and have people come and take it, because I don't want these things staying in my house and then my house is cluttered, and then I'm just taking this cluttered storage, which is right here, back to my home, and I can't clear my mind. So I have a plan for that. I have a plan for weight loss. So I will start by, or I'm going to just kind of start this area by saying that I've always been like a bigger kid, a bigger like teenager, I've just never been like one of these slender gals. I've always been a full figured gal, a full figured kid, stocky kid, like just sturdy, like, little middle much you got much back, junk in the trunk, I've always been like that kind of person. Like I remember being in like fifth or sixth grade, maybe fifth grade, and then like fifth grade was like as flat as a pancake, and then sixth grade I literally was like pushing out of my shirt and my bosoms, for lack of a better word, were just like out there. And I was in Catholic school. We wore white shirts, and I was just like, I don't need a bra. My mom kept saying, "You need a bra." I went to school the first day, and I came home that night, and I was like, I need a bra, because it was just ridiculous. I gave the boys a peep show that they really didn't ask for. Not fun. Um, so I've always been like that kind of gal. When I went to college, I was, for some reason, just really obsessed with just eating broccoli and cheese, cheddar cheese. So cheddar cheese on top of broccoli inside the microwave, and then like beep, 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 come out, and I just eat that. I just loved it, and just started exercising. And I was on and off with the exercise, on and off with the eating, but pretty much like when you're in college, you're either going to eat and get the freshman 15, or you're going to be like running around all the time, and you don't have to worry about the freshman 15. I didn't worry about the freshman 15, no big deal. Um, but it's just always trying so hard to like keep my weight down and do all kinds of destructive things to keep my weight down. Um, when I graduated from college, I started really working out hard. My last year, actually, of college, I was working out so hard, going to the gym like 3 hours a day, every day. Did an internship after college. I'd get on that treadmill, and or not on a treadmill, it was a Stairmaster, and I'd be on that Stairmaster for like 2 hours every morning. And then when I finished up with that, I didn't have a job, and I was just like living like I was on those like I was in Venice Beach, out on those mean streets, like just doing all kinds of crazy jobs and whatnot. And it was just me running all over the place. So it was a weird time. But when you're younger, it's if you're not overeating, then you're okay. But Q, at a certain point, I did move back home, and I just was gaining a lot of weight because I wasn't active anymore. Then I joined a gym, and I started working out obsessively to the point where I lost all this weight. I was lifting weights. I became a vegan, not even vegetarian, but vegan. And I was a vegan for like 3 years, lifting weights, working out 5 hours a day. Literally, like, get on a bike path, and I do 40 miles on a bike path on Chicago. I go all the way down to the end, come all the way up, go all the way up to Evanston, and then come all the way back down. And then sometimes go all the way up to Skokie and come all the way back down for those people that live in Chicago. So you see, like, how much I was like biking. And that was my morning. And then I would get up and I'd go to work, and then I'd work. And then at noon, there was like a step class with like John or Randy, depending. I don't know. Or if not, there'd be like a spin class with Maria, or there'd be a kickboxing class with some other guy. And I'd be like, okay, I'm going to take that noon class. Um, and then like 3 mornings a week, I'd like be like, okay, I'm going to lift weights. And I would like, after I finished the bike path, ride my bike into the gym, and I'd lift weights, like lift, 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 lift. So when did my workout start for my bicycling? It was like 3:15 in the morning. I needed to see that sunset, or sunrise rather. I needed to see that sunrise every single freaking morning. If I didn't see that sunrise every morning, then I would just be like depressed. On the weekends, I would put in like anywhere between 50 to 100 miles per day of bike riding. I was just bike riding all the time. And then, and then if I did a spin class, it wouldn't be 100 miles, but it would be an hour and a half. It would be a step class at 8, then spin class from, no, then a dance class from at 9, and then the spin class was 10:30 to 12, and then after the class at 12 ended, I would like put on my running clothes, and depending on the time of day or the time of the year, if I was doing something with my sisters and her friends on the lakefront, I would run the 7 miles up to the lakefront to meet them over at the beach, and then we'd be like on the sea-doo all afternoon out on Lake Michigan. Then come back, come back, and then run back home, and then like okay, it was crazy. So you see how crazy it was. I was just crazy fit. And I found pictures of myself in the storage of like how fit I looked, and I was like, I just barely even recognize that person nowadays. Now I've done this up and down cycle of working out, not working out, working out, not working out. My body has just expanded in like an accordion. My body has just been going in and out, in and out. I'm sure like my skin is on its own like workout of like stretching and contracting and releasing, contract, release. Gosh, it's been like nuts. And so in my storage, I'm finding pictures of myself like if at that time. Now, being an older person now, because now I'm, let's just face it, I'm an older person. I just don't have that body anymore. But it makes me feel really sad that that I just gave up so many times. So what is my goal as well? Is again storage. Get it all closed. Get all that stuff out of my storage. Sell it. Get rid of it. Whatever. Then get my Scrum Master certification. Focus on getting into a new side of my career for tech. But then another thing is to get myself back into some kind of shape. I don't feel healthy. I don't feel fit. I had to walk my dogs today, and I decided to give them the long walk, which I haven't done in weeks, and it just killed me. It just killed me to do the walk that I've seen people like do in like 15, 20 minutes. It took us like an hour. I was just like, whoa, this is killing me. The dogs are like so happy to be on their long walks again. Because on the weekends I do long walks. Um, but I did the long walk, and I said to myself, and part of the reason why I did it is because hell, I'm looking at my old pictures of myself in storage, and I'm thinking, where did that person go? Where was that person that was smiling, that was fit, that was, like vegan, that always had to be active, that had to always go out and do things, that was just always on the go? Where is that person? And that person is right here, right? So what do I have to do to get that person back? I'm like, I don't have to be vegan. I don't have to go out and work 4 and 5 hours, do workouts of 4 and 5 hours a day. I would die. I could barely walk the dogs and get their long workout in, So that is not the goal. But the goal definitely is to feel healthy and to, get my body shaped down to where I'm not feeling uncomfortable all the time. It's a lot. And you know how this all started was that storage. That storage. Just look at it, you know? And just saying to myself, that it just can't be anymore. Like that is what my old life is. And what I need is to just kind of just stop, reset, start over. Now, it wasn't just that, because again, I have been, like I said, a nurturer, a helper, someone that's, whenever my family members need something, I'm like, okay, and I just get up and I just run off and help out. And whenever, my mom needs something, it's like, okay, and then I'm off and I'm running and just doing everything. But again, I think this all comes down to, again, it's Black women. We help everyone. And where do we put ourselves? Like, there's a line, and we put ourselves at the very end of the line. It's, ever play tug of war? The person at the end is like, trying to pull with everything they've got. They're putting their feet down, and they're just like, trying to like just really dig their feet into the sand and and they're really, working really hard to you're the anchor. And it's so much hard work. So I think it's time for us to put ourselves first. And it doesn't mean that you have to not put everyone else, to not help, to not prioritize, like, what their needs are. I'm just saying that you have to prioritize yourself in there, to put yourself in the mix. And how can you do it unless you start putting together a plan, and then putting together how is it going to get done, and then following it through, and making sure that everyone is clear that I am still here for you, but I have to be here for me. Because at the end of the day, for me, like, I don't know if anyone is here for me. And my first thought is probably not. Because so many people are used to me working and helping them, that for someone to come and help me when I need help, I just don't even ask. Have you been in that situation where you need help, you need assistance, and yet there's nobody there that you feel like you can go to? I'm in that situation now. If I had a second person in this storage, chances are I'd be done with this. Like in a week, I'd be done. But I just don't know who I could go to because people depend on me. I don't have anyone to depend on. So I have to depend on myself. So what does that mean? It means I put myself first. So hopefully what y'all are going to do as well, put yourself first. Not first like middle and end where you have no time for other people, because other people are part of your lives and other people depend on you. So okay, but put yourself first. Do what needs to be done so that you can get to a place of feeling better about yourself, of having joy, of being able to enjoy life, of knowing that you're on your own path, of being happy. So, again, like this, believe it or not, actually, I don't know if you could see the back of my storage there. That's partly cleared out. And it made me feel so happy to see that part of this back area is gone. It made me so happy. And if that kind of joy comes from that, imagine what would happen once the storage is going to be done. I'm doing cartwheels all the way out. So I got to call the storage people. Anyways, back to us. I wanted to see everyone get to that place too. So I'm going to end this video today. We're at like just over 33 minutes. I just meant for it to be like a 20-minute video, but as you know, when you're spilling the tea, you got to spill that tea. Okay? And what did I say? My cup spilleth over. So I'm going to end this. But again, like, subscribe, and share with other people. And also in the comments, could you comment in here? Tell me what you're thinking. Is there something that you have on your mind? Like, what's going on with you? Like, what would you like to see a segment about? Like, what are you needing? What are the things that are weighing you down? I mean, chances are, here's what I tell people is when I feel a question or I feel like something is wrong, if I don't articulate it, I know that there are other people around me that are probably thinking and feeling the same way. But the only way to be able to solve it and to lift those weights is to speak it. And then once you know other people are in that same situation, it's like, oh, okay, well then how do we address that? So that is my goal. And so in the comments, just give me a little something. What did you like? What didn't you like? What do you want to hear about? Like what Tell me about your feelings. This is the safe space, not the storage, but this channel. Koffee is going to spill the tea. She's going to talk about things. And I want you to be able to talk as well. And so let's get inspiration from each other. All right, everyone. I am going to go in and start my very painful process of clearing out. So all of y'all, you have a great day. And to my future coffee beans that are out there, have a great day as well.